So hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel, and we are currently learning Ultimate Python course from beginner to advanced. So if you are a complete beginner or want to improve your skills in Python, then this course is for everyone. And the best part of this course is after each topic we are making some great projects and we are practicing some interview questions also. So if you want to master Python, then this is the perfect playlist for you. You can visit this playlist and you will get its link in description box. So the best part of this playlist is after each topic we are making some great projects and we are practicing some interviews question also. You can see this is the contact management system project, and after each topic we are making some projects. Okay, here also this is the birthday counter project. Here in this tutorial, here in loops also we are making a project. In this tutorial, conditional statement also we are making a mini project. This is a Python password validation project. This is the game which we are making. And in this string tutorial also we are making a project. So please watch each and every tutorial from beginning, because each and every lecture is connected to each other. So you will get this playlist link in the description box, you can check out. So now without wasting any further time, let's continue our Python series. So now next topic is functions. And what are functions? So let's see. A function is a block of code or a part of code which do a specific task. And why we use functions? We use functions so that if you want to do a specific task more than one time, then you have to write the same code again and again, right? But if you use functions, no need to write the same code again and again. You can write that code once and you can use it multiple times by calling that function. If you don't call that function, it will not run. Okay, don't worry, I will explain you with the examples and code. And for example, if you want to print Priyanshi Rathore 10 times. Okay, so what you will do? You will write print Priyanshi Rathore 10 times, right? Or you can use loops, right? But if you don't want to use loops, then function is the best thing to use it. Okay, so now let's see how to write code for functions. So function in Python help organize and reuse code, right? What I have told you. And you define a function once and call it whenever you need. Yes, you can define a function only once and you can call it more than one times. You can call it 1,000 times also. Okay, this makes code modular, clean and efficient, right? Obviously, there will be no need to write the same code again and again. So it will be modular, clean and efficient. So now its syntax is, first you have to write def. What does def means? Def is defining a function or definition of a function. You can assume that. So def, then the function name. Any name you can give that function. And after that, parenthesis. And after that, the code logic, what you want to print as output. And at the end of that, you have to call that function. See here, our function name is greet, and here I am calling that function. If you don't call this function, this print hello welcome to the Ultimate Python course, it will not print. Okay, and after that, these we will see this later. So now we will see why we use functions. So let's see. If I want to print hello welcome to Python course, okay, so I will directly write print, and inside parenthesis I will write hello welcome to Python course, right? And if I want to print this 10 times, what will I do? I will simply just copy paste 10 times, right? Like this. And now I will run this code. So see here, I have written here 5 times, so it will show 5 times. See here, correct output is showing. But if I don't want to write this more than one time, so I can use loops, right? But if you don't want to use loops, then there is a way, and that is you can use functions. How? Let me show you. First, I'll just comment out this. And now we will create a function and we will print this 10 times. Okay. So see here, creating and calling a function. Remember one thing, if you create a function, you have to call also. Otherwise, it will not print. So for creating a function, I will directly write def. Def means you are defining a function. After that, you can give a function name. I am giving its name text. And after that, parenthesis. Okay. Currently, I am not passing any parameter here inside the parenthesis. That's why I am keeping this parenthesis empty. Okay. So after that, colon. And in the next line, you have to write the code or the logic, what you want as output. I want this hello welcome to Python course, so that I have written. And now I will run this code. See here, what output will come. I'll just delete this. And now I will again run this code. See here, no output is showing. Why? Because we have written our function, we have created our function, we have written the print also, but we have not called this function. We have to call this function. So for calling this, you have to just write the function name, and that is text and parenthesis empty. See here. Here also I'm not passing anything, that's why this is empty. Now I will run this code. We have called this function. Okay. See here, now it's showing welcome to Python course. Okay. If you want this 10 times, you can call this 10 times. Okay. See here, we have written our code only once we have written. Okay, and now we will call it 10 times, so it will print 10 times. 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and then 10. See here, and now I will run this code. So see here, it's showing 10 times. Okay, so I hope you understood how to create a function and how to call it without writing the same code again and again. Okay, so now the next example is if you want to multiply two values. Okay, so what you will do, you will simply write, or you will simply create two variables, and that will be a, and I am giving 4. Okay, and then b, that is 5. I want to find the multiplication of 4 into 5. Okay, so and then you can write this print. Okay, print inside parenthesis you can simply write a star b, or you can do one thing also, and that is you can create a variable where you can store this value, that is multiplication. Okay, and here you can store this value a into b, and you will write here multiplication. Okay, as you wish, both are correct. And now I will run this code. I'll just comment out this thing, otherwise you will get confused. And now I will run this code. See here, it's showing 4 into 5 and that is 20. Yes, it's correct. Now if I want to multiply 11 into 10, what will I do? I have to write this code again. See here, how? If I want to multiply 11 and 10, so I have to write and give the value a equals to 11 and b equals to 10. And then I will run this code. See here, now it's showing 110. If I want to multiply now 7 into 8, so what will I do? I will simply write this code again, and I have to write here 7 and here 7 and here 8. Okay, and now I will run this code. See here, it's showing 56. Yes, it's correct. So now see here, we have to multiply 4 and 5, 11 and 10 and 7 and 8. We have to write the code again and again. So for creating a function for this, it will be more better. Okay, so what we will do? We will just write the code once and we will pass the parameter. See here, this is the variable a and b. Okay, and here we are passing the value also, that is 4 and 5. Similarly, we will create a parameter and we will give the parameter here while creating a function inside parenthesis. But we will not give that input 4 and 5 here. We will give that input here while calling the function to the caller. Who is the caller? This text is the caller from where we are calling the function. So this is the caller. So we will give the input here 4 and 5, and a and b, that is the parameter, we will give here. Okay, let me show you the syntax also and then we will write its code. Okay, see here. This is the different example, but first see the syntax, how to write syntax for using parameters. First you have to write the def, then the function name, that is the greet user, and then we are passing a parameter. I am only passing one parameter, that is name. Okay, see here, I am not giving its input Priyanshi. I am just writing the parameter name. After that, in the next line, you have to write the code what you want as the output. I want hello, then the value which I will give as input for this name parameter. Okay, and then glad to see you. So see here, from here we are calling the function, so this is the caller. Okay, great user is the caller, we are calling this function, and here inside the parenthesis I am giving the input same as the variable a and b. Okay, same as the variable a and b. Here I am giving the input 4 and 5, and here I am giving the input Priyanshi while calling the function. Okay, so now let's see, we will write code for this also. Okay, so I'll just comment out this part and then we will write the code, and I will also explain how this code will run in backend. Okay, so you will not forget. So now I will write code. First you have to write the def, then the function name, and I'm writing its name multiplication Then the parameter you have to pass inside the parenthesis, and I am giving parameter A first and then B. Okay. Now colon, and in the next line I will write print. Okay. Then A, I want to find multiplication of A and B. That's why A, then star, and then B. Okay. Now we will call this function. See here, I will call function from here. Okay. So I will simply write the function name, and that is multiplication, and inside the parenthesis, see here, inside the parenthesis we have to give the input for which value you want to find the multiplication. For A also you have to give the input, and for the B also you have to give the input value. Okay. So see here, it's recommending also write A and then B. Okay. So first value whatever you will give, it will automatically store in A parameter, and the second value you will give, whatever value you will give, the second, it will store in the B parameter. Okay. So for that I'm giving 5 and then comma and then 7. Okay. So now I will run this code. See here, 5 sevens are 35. Okay, now it's correct. Now if I want to find the multiplication of 11 and 10, what will I do? I will write this code again? No, I will call this function. Okay. So for calling this function, in the next line you will call again, and now I will give A value 11 and B value 10. Okay. If I want to find the value multiplication of 3 and 2, so again I will call this function, that is multiplication, and now I will give A value 3 and B value 2, and now I will run this code. See here, 5 into 7, that is 35, then 11 into 10, that is 110, and 3 into 2, and that is 6. So I hope you understood how to use functions with parameters. So now we will see this example also, which was here. We will write this also. So let's see. In Visual Studio Code, see here, now I will create a function again, and that is def, and I'm giving its name great user, then parenthesis. Okay, here I will give the parameter. I'm giving parameter name so that while calling the function we can give input, same as here we are giving input 5 and 7, and here I'm giving the parameter name. Okay, and we will give input while calling the function. So see here, keep one thing in mind, we are not telling our code editor that in the name variable or in the name parameter we will store string value or integer value or float value. But in Java DSA course I have taught you, in this function only we have to tell our code editor that in this parameter I will store string value or integer value or float value. But Python is more smart than Java, so there will be no need to tell our code editor that which type of value you will store in our parameter. Okay, so now colon, and then in the next line you have to write print. Inside parenthesis you have to write f string, which I have taught you what is f string in the previous tutorial, so please follow Ultimate Python course playlist. And then hello, and then you inside the curly braces you have to write the parameter name, because I want whatever value or input I will give while calling this function, it will print after hello. That's why. So the name, and then glad to see you. Okay, now it's correct. And now I will call this function. So here I will simply write greet user. Sorry, I have written here great user. I have to write here greet user. It is correct. Great user, and then inside parenthesis I have to give the input value. See here, it's showing also. For the name parameter, give input. Okay, so I'm giving input Priyanshi. Okay, and now I will run this code. So see here, it's showing hello. Then I have given input for the parameter name Priyanshi. That's why it's showing Priyanshi. Hello, it's showing. Then for the name Priyanshi I have given while calling this function, so Priyanshi, and then glad to see you. So then glad to see you. So I hope you understood how to write code for using parameters with functions. So now let's see how will this code run in backend. So see here, this is the image of our code. So the code editor, whenever you will click the run, the code editor will come here from where you're calling the function. this is the first time when you are calling the function, so that's why it will come here. This is the second time and this is the third time, so initially it will come here. Okay, it will see okay, we are calling multiplication function. Okay, and we are giving the input, that is 5 and 7. Okay, so if you are giving two inputs, so there will be two parameters obviously. So it will see here, yes, there are two parameters, that is a and b. So this 5 will store here. Okay, this 5 will store here and this 6 will store in the b, and now it will come to the next line. So now a is 5 and then b is 6, so it will store a here and b here and it will multiply, and what answer will come? A into b, that is 35, and it will print this 35 here. Okay, so I hope you understood how will this run in backend. Now it will come to the next line. Now it will come to the next line here in the multiplication part here. Okay, now the second time we are calling this function for the 11 and 10. Okay, so now this value will become 11, a will become 11 and b will become 10, and now it will come to the next line here. Okay, it will come to the next line here and it will store 11 here and 10 here, and it will multiply 11 into 10, that is 110, and then it will print 110 here. Okay, so now the next is here, it will come to the next line, that is multiplication 3 and 2. Now it will store in a, that is 3. Okay, in a, that is 3, and in b it will store 2. Okay, and now it will multiply here. Okay, it will multiply and it will give the output, that is 6 as output. Okay, so I hope you understood. Okay, one more thing, while we call a function, call will go from here to here, and with the call there will be input also, that will be 5 and 7. Okay, and the second time it will call this function, and this time there will be input also while calling the function 11 and 10, and then it will store here a and b. The third time call will go from here to here, this time also 3 and 2 will be input, and here it will store 3 and 2, and then it will multiply here and then it will print. Okay, we are not returning anything from here, that's why I'll show you what does return means, don't worry. Now the next example is greet user. Okay, so now how will this code run in backend? Let me show you. I told you initially code will run from where we are calling the function. We are calling the function from here, greet user. So that's why it will come here. Okay, it will see, okay, there is an input. There is only one input. That means there will be only one parameter. Obviously, now we will call a function. So this is the caller, greet user, and a call is going from here to here, and this Priyanshi will also go from here to here, and it will store inside this name. Okay, so now Priyanshi is stored here. Okay, Priyanshi is stored here inside this. Okay, so now this name parameter have Priyanshi. Now it will come to the next line, print, then it will print hello. See here, hello is showing. After that, this name. Okay, so name have this Priyanshi input, because while we calling this function, a input is also going from here to here, and here it is storing inside this name parameter Priyanshi. Okay, so that's why Priyanshi is here. So now it will print Priyanshi. So see here, it's showing this. Now glad to see you. So it is printing glad to see you. Okay, so I hope you understood. So now we will jump to our next question. So now next question in our functions are return statement. What does return statement means? See here, return sends the result back to where the function was called. Yes, without return it just print but doesn't return value. Yes, I'll just show you the syntax, don't worry, and I will explain you with the help of example also. See here, this is the return statement syntax. Okay, first you have to write the def, obviously, then its name, function name, and then you have to pass the parameter. See here, we are returning from here. If you want to calculate the addition of two values, okay, so what you will do? You will simply write two variables, or here you will write two parameters, okay, then a plus b, right, and then you will print. But here we are not printing here, we are writing here return statement. What does return statement mean? By the name you can understand that you are returning back to something. Yes, you are returning the value back to the caller from where you are calling. From where we are calling? From here we are calling. So we will return this value to back to the caller. from here we are calling and to here we are calling. So this is the to part and this is the from part. You can imagine like that. Okay. So you have to print from here, not here. First we were printing here, right? But now we are returning. So we have to return the value from here to here and we will print here. Don't worry, I'll explain you in Visual Studio also. And I'll also explain you how this code will run in backend. So see here, in this example, before what we were doing, we are printing here. Okay, this is the column we are calling from here and this is the to part. To here we are calling. Okay, and we are printing here. But this time we will return from here and we will print after this. Okay, so let's see. First I'll just comment out this. Now we will write code for this return statement. So for the return you have to create a variable and that is def. Then you have to write the function name and that is I'm giving its name add or addition you can write. So now inside this parenthesis you have to write the parameters or you have to pass the parameter and that is a and b because I want to add a and b, that's why. Then colon. Okay, and then the next is you have to return the value from here. You have to return the value. What you will return? Obviously what you want as output. I want a plus b, so that's why I will write a then plus and then b. Okay, now we will call this function. So for the call we will write here, first we will call our name is function name is that is add. Okay, inside the parenthesis you have to pass the input for a and b, obviously because we want to calculate the a plus b. See here it is recommending also write the value or input for a and then b. So I'm giving it 4 then comma and then 5. Okay, now I will store this in a variable. Okay, that is a variable, so I'm giving its name variable result. If you don't want to store this value in a variable, you can directly write inside print. That also I will show you, but first see this. And then I will write print here. See here, imagine this as two parts of function. This is the first part of function, that is two part. Okay, this is the second part of the function, that is the from part. From where we are calling, from here we are calling. This is the function name, from here we are calling, and we are calling from here to here. So this is the first part. We are writing here return, and this is the second part. We are writing here print. So for print I will write here sum, that is, and now I will write the variable name where our answer is stored, that is result. Okay, and now I will run this code. See here it's showing 9. Yes, it's correct. Okay, this is the first part from where we are returning the value. Okay, and this is the second part. Let me explain you how this code will run in backend. So let's see the backend part for this code. So I told you that our code editor first it will come where we are calling this. So from where we are calling from here. Okay, so that's our code editor will come here. Okay, it will see. Okay, we are calling our add function and we are giving input 4 and 5. So this 4 will be stored here and this 5 will be stored here. Okay, now it will come to the next part. What is written in the next line? It is written a plus b. So okay, you calculate 4 plus 5. What answer will come? That is 9, obviously. So this 9 will come here. And from here we are returning to this. To whom? To this. From where we were calling. Okay, see here I'll show you. From here we are calling this function. So a call is going from here to here. Okay, 4 and 5 is also going from here to here. Okay, and now 4 and 5 is storing here. Okay, in the next line a plus b, that is 4 plus 5 and that is 9, it will show. Okay, now we got our answer, that is 9. It will return, this return word will return this 9 from here to here. Okay, we are returning this value. Now 9 will store here, where? In this result. 9 will store in this result. Okay, so now we got our answer. Now this 9 is stored in our result, and now in the next line it will come our code editor, that is print. Okay, it will simply print sum and then the result. In result 9 is stored, so it will simply write 9 here. Okay, so I hope you understood. So now next topic in our function is default parameters. What does this mean? See here, it's written if the user does not provide a value for that parameter when calling the function, Python will automatically use the default. Yes. If the user provide a value, Python will use the given value instead of the default. In easiest way, if I explain you, is that with the help of example. For example, when you use stepney in car, you use stepney in car when your main tire is not working properly, right? If the main tire is working properly, will you need that stepney? No, you will not need it, right? Similarly, in our default parameter, if user give the input, then our Python or our code editor will take that user input only. Our code editor's first priority will be the user input. Okay, but if user does not give the input, then our code editor Python will take that input or that value which we will give. Okay, let me show you with the help of example also, but first we will see the syntax of this. So see here, default parameters, first you have to write the def, obviously, then our function value, and then see here, first we were writing only the parameter name, we were not storing that value, but this is default. Here we will give the default value. This is the to part and this is the from part, which I have explained you. From here we are calling and to here we are calling. Okay, so this is the to part. Here we are giving the parameter and its value also. This guest is the default value which we are giving. Okay, and here while calling the function, this Rahul is the user value which user is giving. If we does not give this Rahul value, see here no value is given. Okay, so then it will take this default value which we are giving, that is the guest. Okay, we will see in our Visual Studio. See here, we will make code for this. First we have to define our function def and then our function value, means the function name, that is welcome. And here I am giving the parameter and I am giving the default value, that is guest. Okay, guest we have given here. Okay, after that I want to print. See here, I am not using here return, so that's why I am printing here. If I use return, then I have to print after where we are calling the function in the from part. Okay, so here f string, then welcome, then the name parameter, whatever value user giving, or if user is not giving any value, then it will take default value, that is guest. Okay, welcome, and then default value, great to see you, great to meet you, or great to see you, anything you can write, great to see you. Okay, now it's okay. Now next is we have to call this function. Okay, so we are calling, that is welcome, and first I'm not giving any value, means user is not giving any value. Call will be sent from here to here. Okay, and we are not giving any value, so that's why this guest is stored in this name parameter. And now let's see what output will come. See here, welcome, then guest, because user is not giving any value, so it is taking guest, so here guest is storing, then great to see you. From here call is going, to here call is going, and it will see in name parameter guest is stored, and then our code editor will come to this next line, then welcome will be print as output, then name where guest is stored, and then great to see you. Okay, I hope you understood. Now if I give here name Saransh, or any name you can give. Okay, okay, and now I will run this code. So let's see. See here, welcome Saransh, great to see you. So one more example I'll give you, and that is for the default value, that is billing system. If I want to create a billing system, so how we will create our billing system, let's see. For that, first we have to create a function, and that is def, and its name I'm giving here calculate total. Okay, total, and small letter I will give you, because default usually we use lowercase alphabet for this. Okay, so that's why, and inside this parenthesis I give two parameters, and that is first will be the price. Tell me, if you want to create a billing system, two things you will need. Obviously, first will be the price and the second will be tax. You can call it GST, right? So first is the price, and in that tax will be also included. So tax. Whenever you buy anything in market, there will be price also, and there will be GST or tax also included in that. So for that only I'm writing here tax, and then colon, and here default value I'm giving tax is 0.5. Okay, so for each item 0.5 tax will be included. Okay, if user does not give the tax value, if user give the tax value, then that value will be included. Okay, so now the next is total. I am creating a variable here. I am calculating the total price with tax. Okay, so for the price, so whatever that item price is, that price will be included. With that you have to add the tax. And how you will calculate the tax? Obviously price into tax, whatever tax is. So for example, if you buy a noodle packet, okay, and its cost is 100 rupees, then you have to multiply that 100 into 0.5, because tax is 0.5, so 100 into 0.5. Okay, and then answer will come, that is 105. Okay, so like that you have to calculate the tax and the total value. So then we will return from here. I'm using here return. Okay, or you can directly write print here, but I'm using return. Okay, as you wish. If you don't want to return, you can directly print from here, but I'm returning this. That's why I will where I will call this function, I will write after that print. So return and then total, because in total variable our final answer is stored. So from here that total answer will be returned from here to our caller, and then you can call this function. So I'm calling this function directly inside print. So see here how to directly call our function inside print. If you don't know, inside print directly write the function name, that is calculate total. Okay, and then simply write the parenthesis as we call the function. And now it's asking for the price also and for the tax also. Okay, so I'm giving price. Okay, uh, the first value whatever you will give, it will store in the price only, and the second value whatever you will give, it will store in tax. But currently I'm not giving any value for the tax, I'm just giving the value for a price only. And now I will run this code. See here it's showing 150. It's correct, 0.5, because I have written, that's why showing 150. But I want to write 0.05, not 0.5, because tax is not that much. Okay, so that's why 0.05. Now 105 will come. Yes, 105 is showing, right. And now if I give if user give tax value also, so now it will not take this default value. Okay, it will take the value which user is giving, that I am giving 0.08. Okay, so now it will take that. See here 108, because 0.08 I am giving, that's why it's taking this value. If user is giving the value, then our Python first priority will be the user value. If a user does not give the value, then it will take the default value. Okay, so I hope you understood how this code run in backend. Let me show you, but in very short. From here call will start. Okay, so we are calling our function from here to here. This 100 value will be stored in this price. Okay, tax already have 0.05, because user is not giving any value, that's why. So tax is 0.05 and price is 100. Then it will come to the next line, then price, that is 100 plus 100 into 0.05. So now our final answer is 105. That will be stored here, and we are returning total. That means we are returning 105 from here to here, and it will print here. Okay, so I hope you understood. And in the same way it will run. Okay, so now our next topic is keyword argument. What does this keyword argument means? Let's see with the help of example. See here we are writing here function as we were writing before, and when we will call these functions, we are giving its parameter name also and its value also. See here I am giving age 20 and name Ria. But before what we were doing, see here we were giving the parameter here, okay, in the two part, and in the caller while we are calling the function, we were just writing its value, parameter value, not parameter name, only value. Okay, but in keyword argument we can write the parameter name also and its value also. Okay, so see here its explanation is keyword argument allow passing values using parameter name. Yes, we can write parameter name also and the value also. And the next is order of parameter does not matter with keyword argument, obviously, because we are giving the parameter name also and the value also. our Python will know. If we are writing age equals to 20, then 20 is the value of age. Okay, and we are writing name and ria, then the ria is stored in name parameter only. Okay, so its order does not matter. Here we are writing name first, then age, but here we are writing age first and name after. So now we will see in Visual Studio Code. First we have to define a function, that is def student info. I am giving name. Okay, and then parenthesis, and here I will give parameters, that is I am giving 3 parameter: name, age and course. Okay, it's showing error because of space, and then colon. Okay, after that I will write here print, and inside the parenthesis if string, then name. Okay, then I will pass the name parameter here. For that I am giving here inside the curly braces our parameter name. First is name, then age I want to give. This is the simple text. Okay, now I will pass this parameter, that is age, and then I am passing course. Okay, then colon. Inside the curly braces I am passing the course. Call this function. I am not using return, that's why I am writing print here. Okay, so now student info, and inside the parenthesis I will give the keyword argument. What does this keyword argument means? I will give the parameter name also and its value also. So our parameter name is age, then course is Python, and then name is ria. Sorry, name equals to ria. Okay, so now I will run this code and let's see what output will come. See here. Okay, because we have passed 2 times names, that's why showing error. Let me change this. This is not the name, this is the age. Okay, now I will run this code. First I'll delete this. See here, correct output is showing name ria, age 21 and course is Python. So now our next topic is variable length keyword argument. What does this mean? See here, its syntax is you have to write 2 stars and then you have to create a parameter or a variable, you can imagine. Okay, so see here, in our previous example in keyword argument, what we were doing here, we are creating our parameters. For example, if I am giving 3 parameters, while calling that function we are giving 3 parameters value only. We are not doing that here I am giving 3 parameter and here I am giving 10 values or 10 arguments. No, we are creating 3 parameters and 3 value only we are giving. Okay, but when we use a variable length keyword argument, we can do one thing. We can pass only one parameter. Okay, here we will pass only one parameter, and here we can add more than one argument. Okay, see here, that only it's written here, means accept any number of keyword argument and collect them into a dictionary. Yes, you can give one parameter only, and you can give any number of keyword argument while calling that function. Okay, and it will store in a dictionary. Okay, that only it's written multiple keyword and value pairs packed into a dictionary. Yes, if you don't know what is dictionary, I have already taught you in dictionary tutorial, and we have also made a project also based on dictionary contact management system. You will get both the links, project and tutorial link, in the description box. You can check out. You will learn dictionary in a more better way, but I'll explain you in a very short, and that is dictionary have 2 things. First is key and the second is value. You can imagine as variable only, like a variable. If a name is a variable and here value is stored. Similarly in dictionary a key will be there and in that key a value will be stored. Okay, so now we will write code for this, and for this we have to create a function, and that is def. First I'll just comment out this code, def. After that my function name will be new function. Parameter we have to pass. So see here, we will pass this parameter. You can give any name. Okay, I am giving this double star, and then this. You can also write here parameter name, bio, or anything as your wish. Okay. So I have given a parameter, after that colon, and then we have to print this. Print, and what we will print? This parameter, obviously. KWARGS. This is the short form for variable length keyword argument or keyword argument. So now we have to call this function. So now we will call this function, and that is new function. And here I will pass the argument. See here, I am only giving one parameter here. Okay, but I will pass 3 arguments or 3 key value pairs, because this is the dictionary. It will store inside a dictionary. That's why I am passing here 3 key value pairs. So first will be name, and that is Priyanshi. Okay. Then age I'm giving here, that is 22, and then I am passing here subject, and that is computer science. Okay, so we have passed 3 arguments here, key value pairs. This is the key and this is its value. So these are 3 key value pairs we have passed, and it is storing inside a dictionary. You can imagine this as a dictionary. These key value pairs are stored in this dictionary. Okay, and it is printing. So let's see. Yes, it's showing correct output. So why it's showing inside a curly braces? Because I have already taught you in dictionary tutorial that when we create a dictionary, it is created inside the curly braces. That's why it's showing curly braces. Okay. If you want to check that is this a dictionary or not, you can also check while writing here. You can ask our code editor of Python that tell me the type of this. Tell me the type of this parameter or variable, that is KWARGS, and now this will be stored inside a parenthesis. So see here, it's showing class dictionary. Yes, its type is dictionary because it is stored inside a dictionary. Okay, so I hope you understood this part. So now we will create a mini project or a practice question we will solve, and that is profile builder we have to create based on this variable length keyword argument. Okay, so first we have to create a function, obviously. So that's why I'm giving its name def, and then I'm giving the name of this function is build profile. Okay, and then inside parenthesis I am passing a parameter or a dictionary or a variable. Okay, because it will store inside a dictionary, that's why I'm saying dictionary. So what does this double star means? It means that it will store multiple arguments in a single parameter. I'm giving its name these only, KWARGS. Okay, then colon. Okay, and in the next line I will apply for loop. Why for loop? So that it can iterate on each of the key value pairs and it will print. That's why. You can directly write also, but I want to iterate, that's why, so that you can also know how to apply for loop in a function. That's why. So for loop, and we will create 2 variables for that. First will be for the key and the second will be for the value. I have already taught you this for loop in the dictionary tutorial. That's why. In the loop tutorial also we have made a mini project. So then it will iterate on each of these. So I am writing here KWARGS because whatever argument we will pass, that will store in these only. So that's why it will iterate on these. That's why I am writing its name KWARGS dot items. Why items method I am using? Because it will iterate on the key also and the value also, both on the key value pairs. That's why I am writing here items. If I want to iterate only for the key, I would have written here key. If I want to iterate only for the value, I would have written dot value. But I want to iterate on both key and the value. That's why I'm writing here items. Okay, and then parenthesis and then colon. Okay, and then in the next line I will print this because I want to show as output. So f string, then inside curly braces I am writing here key dot capitalize. What does this capitalize means? It will convert your string first letter. Okay, in uppercase, only first letter. I want to convert key first letter, that's why I'm writing here key. If you want to convert value first letter or value string first letter in uppercase, then you can write here value, but I want to convert key. Okay, that's why I'm writing here key. And then its format will be whatever format you want as output. You can write this. I want key, then colon should be there, and then its value should be there. That's why I'm writing here colon, and then value should be there. Okay, and this is extra. Okay, now it's correct, and now we will call this function. So for call this function, I will write here build profile, and then I will pass the arguments. Okay, so for the arguments, see here, it's recommending that whatever you will store here, see here, it's recommending that whatever argument you will pass here, it will store in this KWA Okay, so I'm passing here first argument will be, means first key will be name. Okay, its name will be Ahan. Okay, now the next will be age, that is 24. Then city, I'm passing here 4 argument. Okay, city, that is California. And then the next is hobby, and that is coding. I'm writing here. Okay, and see here, these are the keys. Okay, and their first letter is in lowercase. These name, age, city, and hobby, and these capitalized, we will convert it into uppercase. So now I will run this code and let's see what output will come. Why it's showing this? Because we have not passed here. Because we are using method. This capitalize is a method, so you have to write the parenthesis here. That's why. See here, now it's showing correct output. Let me delete this and again run. So see here, this is our output, and see here, this is the format which we want as output. First key is there, and the string first value or the first letter, it is converting it into uppercase. So see here, name is in lowercase, but the first value it have converted into uppercase. Age also first letter in uppercase, C also, and H also in uppercase, right? And then colon should be there. So first key is there, then colon is there, and then its value is there, and then its value is there. See here, key, then colon, then value, key, then colon, then value, key, then colon, and then value. Okay, so now our next topic is nested functions. So what are nested functions? So let's see. A nested function is simply a function inside another function. Yes, what we were doing till now? See here, we were creating a single function, one function, and inside that we are writing the logic, right? And then we are calling that function. Now we will create two functions, first function, and then inside that another function will be also there. Okay, so see here, the outer function means the first function will be called outer function, and inside that whatever function we will create, that will be called inner function. So let's see. I will give you two examples for this. First, we are creating our outer function, and def because we have to define that function, that's why def. Then outer function, I'm giving its name as your wish, whatever name you want to give, you can give. Outer function, then parenthesis, and then colon. Okay, this is our syntax. And after that I will print, that is I am outer function. Yes, and now I will create another function, that will be inner function, inside this only. That's why, see here, inside this, that's why I am leaving this space. So see here, def, and inner function, I'm giving its name. Okay, then parenthesis, and then colon, and then I will print I am inner function. Okay, and after that we will call both the functions. See here, first is outer function, and then is inner function, but we will call first this inner function, and then we will call outer function. Okay, because after this here we will call, after this here we will call, and that is inner function. Okay, So inner function I'm calling, then parenthesis. And then the second is our outer function. So here I will call, and there is no need to leave space. See here, outer function. We are not keeping space here because this outer function is starting from here and we are calling also from here. This inner function is starting from here and we are calling from here only. Okay. Now I will run this code and let's see what output will come. See here, both are calling, means I am outer function and I am inner function. Okay. So I hope you understood this part. So now next example of nested function is, first I will create our outer function and that is greet user. Okay. Greet user, then parenthesis, and I will pass a parameter and that is name. Why I am passing this parameter? Because user can give username while calling this function. That's why I am giving its parameter name. Okay, then I am creating a inner function and that is def. See here, in the previous example I have directly created outer function, then I am printing it and then I am creating inner function, but here I don't want to print. I will just pass input while calling this function. Okay, and I am directly creating inner function after that, and inner function name is format user. Now tell me, what will this inner function do? Format name. By the name you can understand that it will format the username. Means if I give a username first alphabet in lowercase, it will convert into uppercase. Okay. So name, and here also I am passing a parameter for the n. That's name is n. It will format the username first alphabet, and then I am returning from here. That is return n, because that name will store in n only. That's why I am returning this n only. N dot title. This dot title method will convert user name first alphabet into uppercase. Okay. Yes, I have written also. Now I will call these functions, both the functions, this also and this also. So first I will call the outer function at the end of this code. Here I am calling this outer function. Greet user, then parenthesis, and then I am passing a name and that is John. See here, I am writing in lowercase and it will convert into uppercase. Okay. And then I will call our inner function. Okay. That is, I will print also, and here only I will call the function print f string, then hello, then now I am calling our function. See here, inside curly braces you have to write this function, and that is name is format name. Okay, format name. Now inside parenthesis I am passing a, see here, it's recommending also, whatever you will write inside this, it will take as input for n, because in format name I have given n. So if I pass this name only, and so if I pass here name only, so what will be its input? Obviously John, because in name John is stored while calling this function. So that's why this John only will store in this n and it will convert into uppercase and then it will return from here to here. Now I will run this code. See here what output will come. See here, hello, because I have written here hello and then it is calling this function and name is John. And see here, it's converting into uppercase, first letter. Okay, J and D both. So now I will explain how this code will run in backend in very short. First our code data will come from here to here. Okay, it will come from here to here. Now it will see, okay, greet user is a function, so it will call this function from here to here, and with this function a name will also go from here to here, that is John. Okay, this complete name will go from here to here and it will store here. Okay, means John is stored here in this name parameter. Now code editor will come here and it will see, okay, print is written, then hello, so okay, directly write hello here. So here hello will be printed. After that comma is written, so comma will be there, and after that see here a call will go from here to here. Okay, because we are calling this format name, so a call will go from here to here. Okay, and I am passing this name. So what is stored in this name parameter? I have already told you, John Doe. This complete name is stored in this. So this will be stored here only, and it will pass from here to here with this call, and in the end this John Doe will be stored. Okay, after that it will come in the next line and it will convert J and D in uppercase. Dot title method will convert J and D in uppercase. Okay, and now it will return from here to here again, and it will print here. So now John will be print here. So I hope you understood how this code will run in backend. So now next topic is lambda functions. And what are lambda functions? So let's see. Lambda function is anonymous one-liner. Lambda is small one-line function without name used for quick and easy tasks. Yes. If you want to write code quickly, you don't want to write 10 to 50 lines of code or 2 to 5 line of code, you can use lambda function. You can just line a function in one line, and there is no need to write the function name also. There is no need to write def and name. See here, let me show you its syntax also. So see here, this is the syntax of our lambda function. So this is for the multiplication. We are just writing the lambda, then we are passing the two parameters, so that while calling this function we can give input x and y. That's why we are passing the two parameters, or you can say two variables also. Then colon sign and then x into y, means x star y. Or if you want to write code for addition, then you can write x plus y. For subtraction, x minus y or x modulo y, as you wish. Okay, and then this complete calculation, after this complete calculation, whatever answer will come, you have to store in a variable, so that we can call that variable, because we are not giving the function name, right? So whom we will call? So for that we are storing in a variable, and that is multiply. Okay, then we can print it. This is the simple text, and then comma, and then you can call this variable and give the input for x and y. If you are passing the three parameters, you can give three input, right? So now we will write a code for a lambda function in a Visual Studio. I am taking a different example for square. So if I tell you that you have to find the square of 7, what will be its logic? X into x means 7 into 7, right? So we will take only one parameter here. Okay. So we will create a lambda function for that. First I'll tell you how to write a simple function, not lambda function. Then I will tell you the lambda function. If I want to write code for square, a simple function, so I have to give the name, right? Def, then square, then parameter I'm passing only one, because x into x, that's why. Or you can give name y, so y into y. Okay, and you have to return from here the answer or the calculation, that is x star x. Okay, so we have created our function. We have to call also, and while calling we will give input for x, and that is our name is function name is square, and here I am passing 7. Okay, now I'll run this code and 49 answer will come. Yes, I have not printed yet, that's why it's not showing. I'll just copy this and I will write this inside print, and then inside this I will write this. Yes, now I will run this code. See here, 49 is showing, means our correct output is showing. Okay, so now if I use lambda function, what will be its code? Let's see. See, for the lambda function, there is no need to write def or its name. You can directly write lambda. Okay, then we will pass a parameter, that is x. Okay, see here, we are passing the parameter, then colon, and then the calculation part. So here also I will write that only x, that is only one parameter I am passing, that's why. Okay, x, then colon, and then calculation, that is x into x, or the logic, you can say that. Right, we have written the logic also. Now we will store this inside a variable, so that we can call that variable, right? So I am giving its name square lambda. Yes, we have written this. So now I will print this, and after that we will run this code. So print, and inside the parenthesis I will call this, that is square lambda, this variable, and inside that I have to pass a input also. See here, it's recommending for the x. Yes, I am passing for the x, that is 5. Okay, so 25 answer will come. So now I'll run this code. See here, it's showing correct output, that is 25. Okay, if I write here 100 or 11, I will write. Now I will run this code. See here, 1 to 1 means correct output is showing. So if you want to write code quickly, you don't have time to write a complete function, then you can use this lambda function. It is really good. So now our next topic is we will create a project, and that is ATM project using function ATM system we want to create. Okay, so what are the features we have to give in our ATM system? And that is, first, obviously, user can check the balance, total balance. Second is withdraw, if user want to withdraw the money. And the third is if user want to deposit the money, right? So let's see, and we will create this. So for that, first we have to create a ATM system. That means first function will be ATM. Okay, so that our code editor will call that function, and it will ask the user what you want to do. Either you want to withdraw money, or you want to check your balance, or you want to deposit money, right? So for that, we will create a def function, that is ATM, then parenthesis, then colon, obviously, and then we are creating a variable, and that is balance. Here we are storing our means user total balance. So that is, if user bank account have balance, that is 10,000 rupees. Okay, this is the starting balance, right? If user withdraw, then this balance will be decrease. If user deposit, then this balance will be increased, right? So this is the total balance of the user. Then print. So this is not the logic, this is the welcome message. Whenever we go to a bank or an ATM, there is written a welcome to this bank, or welcome, like that only we are writing here, welcome to the ATM. Okay, now we have written this, and after that we will run a loop, and that is while loop. Okay, while loop means, and we are giving the condition if it is true. Yes, if it's true, then you print. Don't worry, watch till the end, you will understand each and everything very clearly. Okay, we are printing this. Choose an option. Yes, we want to give some of the options to user. That is, you tell the ATM what you want to do. You want to check the balance, or withdraw, or deposit. Choose option, right? Now the next is, we are giving the choices to the user, and that is, so now we will give the user, that will be the choice. And the first is, if you want to check balance, then you can select one. For checking the balance, select one. Okay, if user in terminal write 1, then it will check the balance, right? If you want to withdraw, okay, then you select 2. For the withdraw money, you select 2. And if you want to deposit money, you select 3, right? You select 3. And if you want to exit, right, if you want to exit this ATM system, then you can choose 4, right? Now we have written our complete this welcome message for the user, so that user can select between these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are creating a variable, and that is choice, so that user can give the input, which number he or she want to select, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? For that, for the input, enter your choice. So here user will give the choice, enter your choice, right? Between 1 to 4 you have to select, right? And here equal to should come. Yes, now it's correct. So now we have to write the logic for these, check balance also, for the withdraw also, and for the deposit also, right? So now we will create function for these. So for creating the function, we have to first we will create for the check balance. So for that, def check balance, I'm giving its name. Okay, then inside this parenthesis, I am passing a parameter, and that is balance. And here, while calling the function, whatever balance we will give, it will store in this. Okay. And what is the balance? You tell me. Starting 10,000 rupees is the balance, right? Now colon, and after that we will print this. So for the print, inside parenthesis f string, then simple text, your current balance is, and after that I am writing rupee. Okay, and then inside this curly braces you have to write the balance parameter, and while calling this function, whatever balance will be there, this will store in this and it will print with this simple text. Okay, so yes, we have created the logic for this also, check balance. Now the next function is withdraw. So for the withdraw, I am giving its name withdraw only. Okay, and now I'm passing the two parameters here. First is the balance and the second is the amount. Why two parameters? Obviously, if you want to withdraw the money, for example, if you want to withdraw 20,000 rupees and your current balance is only 10,000 rupees, how will you withdraw that? It will show insufficient amount, right? So for that, our coordinator can check whatever amount you want to withdraw, that amount should be there in your bank account. So for that, I am passing two parameters. First will be the balance, your total balance in your bank account, and the second is the amount which you want to withdraw. Okay, so for that I am writing here balance and withdraw. Okay, or I am giving its name, not withdraw, amount. Okay, whatever amount you want to withdraw, so I am giving its name amount. After that I have to write the condition, and the first condition is if amount is greater than balance, okay, then it will show insufficient balance. I have already told you. So for that it will show insufficient balance. Yes, we have written this. Okay, after that, if, then the else part will come. If your amount is greater than balance, then it will show insufficient, and in else part it is sufficient, you can withdraw, right? So in the else part we will write balance equals to balance minus amount. Yes, so that it will update this balance. For example, I'll give you example. There is 10,000 rupees in your bank account, and if you're withdrawing 2,000 rupees, so after that, your ATM should know na 8,000 is remaining. So for that only I'm writing here. It will update this balance. After 2,000 rupees you withdraw, your current balance will be 8,000 rupees. So balance minus the amount which you're withdrawing. Okay. After that, print if, then withdraw successful. Withdraw successful. Okay. And your new balances, and new balances. So it will update that balance. So I am directly passing this parameter, that is balance. Okay, withdraw. So we have written logic for the withdraw also, and the next is deposit. So for the deposit, I am creating a function, and that is def, and I am giving its name deposit. For that, I am also passing two parameters, that is balance and the amount. Obviously, if you want to deposit 10,000 rupees, and previously also 10,000 was there, so it will add in that. So obviously you have to update that. So for the balance and amount, whatever amount you want to deposit. So the two parameters I am passing here. After that, first we were withdrawing, so it will subtract the amount from the balance. Now we are depositing, so it will add in your balance, right? So balance equals to balance plus amount, whatever you are depositing, right? After that you print that current balance also and the amount you are depositing, okay, or only current balance, okay. So print f string deposit successful, and your new balances, your new balance is rupee, and balance parameter I'm passing whatever whatever balance will be there currently, it will update here, okay. So it will print that. So now we will return from here, okay, return balance. So the final amount it will return, yes. So we have written also. Now we will write here, and what we will write? We will write the choices for that. See here, for example, if user select one and he or she want to check the balance, so we have to write now you call this function. We have written the function, but currently our coordinator does not know which function to call for what. So for that we have to write for the check balance you call this function, for the withdraw you call this function, for the deposit you call this function, okay. So for that I am writing here, we have given the choice for the user, so if user select one, okay. So we are writing the condition, if user select one then we have to call that function. So for that I am writing here conditions. So if user choice is equals to 1, then you do one thing, you call that function. Which function? Check balance, because user want to check the balance, that's why. And here I am passing the parameter, that is balance, okay. Now the next is in elif we will write here, that is if user choice is equals to 2, then user want to withdraw money, then you call that function, okay. But before calling that function we have to take the input also from the user. Why? Because user will give the input now, how much money he or she want to withdraw, okay. And for the deposit also we have to take the input from the user, how much money user want to deposit, right. So for that I am writing here amount, what amount user want to withdraw, and float value I'm giving here, not int, okay. And input, and here enter amount to withdraw, okay. You can write here rupee also as you wish. If you want to you can write rupee, or rupee symbol also you can use. It was showing error because of this, and here a colon will come, yes. Why it's showing error? It is showing error because of the space, right. Now it's correct. And after that we have to create a variable where your answer will be stored after calling that function withdraw. And here I'm passing the two parameters, and that is balance and the amount, okay. So now the next is for the 3. This only I will copy paste because same logic will be there. For the 3 I am writing here 3, and this is for the deposit, yes. And we will call this function, yes. We have written this also. Now for the last condition, that is if user selects 4 then he or she can exit. Elif if choice is equals to 4, then print exit, and then break. Why break? I've already taught you in previous tutorials in if else statement with this conditional statements and all. Okay, you can watch that tutorial. You will get its link in description box. Now break. Okay. And we can also write here goodbye as your wish. Okay. And in else part we will write if user does not select 1, 2, 3, 4. If user select 10. So it will show that invalid choice. So for that I am writing here else colon then print invalid choice. Okay, now we have written our complete code. Now I will just call this function. Which function? The main function, this ATM. Okay, and the remaining function we have already called, this withdraw also, check balance also, right, deposit also. So that's why only main function ATM parenthesis. Okay, now I will run this code and let's see what output will come. It's showing welcome to ATM. Okay, check balance. Which choice you want to select? So if I want to check the balance, okay, so I will select 1. See here, it's showing 10,000 because initially we have stored here 10,000 rupees. See here, that's why showing 10,000 rupees. Okay, now if I want to deposit money, so I will select 3. I want to deposit 2,000 rupees. See here, initially it was 10,000, then I deposit 2,000, now it's showing 12,000 rupees. Yes, it's correct. Means it's showing correct output. Now if I want to withdraw money, okay, so I will select 2. Now I want to withdraw 2,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees. Okay. See here, initially it was 10,000, then it was 12,000, and now I withdraw 5,000. So remaining is 7,000 rupees, right? If I want to exit, then I will write 4. See here, exit, goodbye. Okay, so I hope you understood how to create project while using functions. Okay, so now we will jump to our next project. So now we will create another project, and that is mini project calculator using functions. So we will create a calculator. So for the calculator we have to create functions for the addition, subtraction, multiplication, modulo. Okay, or divide also as you wish. So now we will create calculator. For that, first function will be add. Okay, if you want to add, you can also write a square also and many more things, but I am creating a simple calculator. You can modify as you wish. Okay, so add, and that is x and y. Then we are passing two parameters x and y, and we will return from here what it will return, x plus y. Whatever input user will give while calling this function, it will store in this and it will calculate and give the correct output, right? Now the next is we will create for subtraction and multiplication. So I will just copy paste this only. Okay, so for the subtraction I will write here subtract, and here I will write minus, and for the multiplication multiply, and here I will write star. Okay, so we have written. And for the divide also I will create a function, that is def divide. Okay, and here I will pass two parameters, that is x and y. Sorry. And in the next line I will write the condition. Okay, if y is equals to 0, okay, so cannot divide by 0. So you can directly return cannot divide 0. Okay, yes, I have not taught you this. If you want to directly print any string in condition, you can directly write here. There is no need to write print and inside the parenthesis you have to write this. Directly write return and then you can write the string whatever you want to print as output. Okay, now the next is we will return from here in else part, if it is not dividing by 0, then there will be some valid number, right? So you can return. What you will return? X divided by y, and you can return the correct output. Okay. Now I will run this code, but before run this code, I will call these functions, right? So for the calling these functions, I will write print. Inside that, for the addition, okay, so for the addition, I am calling this function add, and here I am passing two values. See here, it's recommending or it's telling you for the x you have to write the input, and for the y also. For the x I am writing here 3, and for the y I am writing here 6. Okay. Now the second is print. For the subtraction, okay, here I will call this function subtract, and here I will write two input, and that is for the x and for the y. So if I write here 8 and 5. Okay. Now the next is multiplication. So for the multiplication, you write here multiplication and comma, and now I will call that function multiply, and I am passing here 11, and the second is 3. Now the next is print for the divide, for the division. So I am writing here division. Now I will call this function, that is divide, and here I am passing two values, and that is 10 and 2. Okay, or 10 or 5 you can write here. Yes, now I'll run this code and let's see. See here, correct answer is showing 9, 3, 33 and 2. So if you want that user should give the input, then you can write the same logic or the similar way as we have written in our ATM system project. But I don't want that user should give the input because I am just creating a simple project calculator. That's why if you want, you can write like input, and you can store that in something variable as we have stored in the choice variable similarly. Okay, so we have written the code. If I write here y value 0, see here it will show cannot divide 0. See here, cannot divide 0. Okay. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share with your friends and family so that they can improve their coding skills and learn Python with great projects and practice questions. And comment below how you like it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.